A vast African savanna under a burning golden sun, dry grass rippling in the wind. A few acacia trees dot the horizon. The atmosphere is tense, heavy with dust, as if something is about to happen. A rugged, weathered hunter in his late 40s, wearing a worn-out khaki shirt, cargo pants, and a wide-brimmed hat. He has piercing blue eyes, a rough beard, and a hunting rifle slung over his shoulder. His expression is serious, focused, and slightly troubled. A powerful but lean lion with a dusty golden mane is sprinting through the savanna, its muscles tense, breathing heavy. Its eyes are wide, filled with something rare, fear. The dryad kicks up dust beneath its paws as it runs. Ethan crouches low in the grass, his rifle raised, peering through the scope. Sweat beads on his forehead. The sun blazes overhead, casting long shadows across the terrain. The lion is ahead, weaving through the tall grass, desperate to escape. A close-up of Ethan's worn leather boots pressing into the dry, cracked earth. Each step stirs up dust, leaving a clear trail behind him as he moves forward, steady and determined. A close-up of the lion's amber eyes, dilated with fear and exhaustion. Its mane is slightly matted, and its nostrils flare as it pants. The background is blurred, emphasizing its desperate expression. Ethan stops, steadies his breathing, and raises his rifle. His finger hovers over the trigger as he looks down the scope. His expression is hard, but there's hesitation in his eyes. The lion is in his sights, but something is holding him back. The lion jumps over a large, weathered tree trunk, its body fully extended in midair. Its muscles are tensed, its tail stretched behind it, and its paws barely grazing the dry bark. Dust swirls from the impact. A close-up of Ethan's face as he hesitates, lowering the rifle slightly. His jaw is clenched, and a bead of sweat runs down his cheek. His eyes are locked on the lion, but doubt flickers in them. A wide shot of the savanna, stretching endlessly under the scorching sun. The heat creates a shimmering haze over the dry grass, making the lion and hunter appear almost ghost-like in the distance. The lion missteps, its paw catching on a hidden root. It tumbles forward, rolling through the dust. Its claws dig into the earth as it struggles to get up, leaving deep grooves in the dry soil. Ethan stands still, rifle lowered, watching as the lion scrambles to its feet. His face is shadowed, unreadable. The wind stirs his hair and the edges of his shirt, carrying the sounds of the struggling lion to his ears. A detailed shot of Ethan's hand gripping the rifle, his finger hovering over the trigger. His knuckles are white, his veins slightly raised, showing the tension of his internal struggle. The lion finally stops running, panting heavily. Its sides rise and fall rapidly, ribs visible beneath its fur. It glances back at Ethan, its expression a mix of exhaustion, fear, and a strange understanding. Ethan exhales slowly and lowers the rifle completely. His expression softens just a fraction as he makes his decision. The lion and Ethan lock eyes. The wind carries dust between them, blurring the line between predator and prey. In this moment, they are equals, both survivors, both weary, neither willing to take another step toward death. The lion finally turns, its muscles still tense, but its pace is slower now. Its tail flicks once, as if acknowledging the moment. It moves forward into the tall grass, disappearing into the golden landscape. Ethan remains in place, rifle slung over his shoulder, watching the empty grass where the lion once stood. His expression is unreadable, but something in him has changed. A long, cinematic shot of the savanna at sunset. The sky is painted in hues of orange, pink, and purple. The silhouette of the hunter stands against the fading light, alone with his thoughts. Ethan walking back toward his campsite, his rifle still slung over his shoulder, but his footsteps lighter. The hunt is over, but he carries something far more valuable than a trophy: understanding, respect, and mercy. The lion finally turns, its muscles still tense, but its pace is slower now. Its tail flicks once, as if acknowledging the moment. It moves forward into the tall grass, disappearing into the golden landscape. Ethan remains in place, rifle slung over his shoulder, watching the empty grass where the lion once stood. His expression is unreadable, but something in him has changed. A long, cinematic shot of the savannah at sunset. The sky is painted in hues of orange, pink, and purple. The silhouette of the hunter stands against the fading light, alone with his thoughts. Ethan walking back toward his campsite, his rifle still slung over his shoulder, but his footsteps lighter. The